Coming up on Around Town, muskrats are running rampant in some retention ponds.
This is just pure mayhem.
Step into one of these holes, it's game over.
Keeping them from doing any more damage means tracking them down.
We got a food pile with the toilet right here.
Isn't there a saying about that?
This is Around Town with Town & Country Pest Solutions.
Well, it is a great day for trapping here in Brighton, New York. We're joining Mike, resident trapper. Mike, what's going on today, man?
Going after some muskrats today in new development they got going over on here in Brighton. A couple retention ponds that we're going to be focusing on trying to deplete the muskrat population around here. They're starting to erode the banks and everything. So we're going to journey around to a few ponds and get some traps set, see what we can catch.
Wow, how many ponds are we looking at?
We're looking at 3 ponds today.
Okay, all right, got our work cut out for us, eh?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to it.
Let's do it.
It didn't take long to see the amount of damage these muskrats had made on the banks of the first pond. The ground was spongy and littered with a number of tunnels. With their bank dens identified, Mike began looking for clues as to where they were going to eat. That way, he could visualize paths they were taking to get from point A to point B and try to intercept them.
We got a food pile with the toilet right here.
Isn't there a saying about that? You don't take care of that business where you eat?
They're all after these cattails and the greens and the roots of the bottom of the cattails. All this stuff is so full of nutrients for them and stuff.
Retention ponds are man-made bodies of water designed to temporarily hold stormwater runoff, with the purpose of protecting the surrounding area from flooding. By creating a freshwater habitat, one of the consequences, whether intentional or not, is that a whole bunch of displaced critters will try to move in and establish a foothold on the property. For this senior living community situated along the Erie Canal, managing the rapidly growing muskrat population is crucial for protecting residents and the groundskeeping staff.
This is just pure mayhem. These muskrats have really done some damage here, and down the line, it can really impact whoever is going to be maintaining the landscaping.
Not just the landscape guys, but somebody that's walking their pet around here. You know, obviously we got pets here in this neighborhood and they come walk their pet around and they step into one of these holes, it's game over.
Not only does the bank erosion pose an immediate hazard, but the long-term consequences of going unchecked can lead to major alterations to the habitat, which could lead to even more unwanted pests flourishing as a result. In some cases, destabilizing the soil can lead to the collapse of large trees, creating potential all-you-can-eat buffets for wood-destroying insects. Continued burrowing can also lead to the creation of mosquito breeding grounds when pockets of still water are formed in the swampy conditions. The delicate balance of an ecosystem depends on managing the populations of pests and wildlife. Prevention of these cascading effects starts with vigilance and regular maintenance.
In your estimation, what's a healthy population to have? So that way you're not completely eradicating all of them, you can have a healthy ecosystem, but they're not doing all this damage.
One family, but on a maintaining level. They're gonna help with the cattail population, but over time, they're gonna do what we're seeing over there at that pond.
So you really gotta stick with this and do kind of recurring checkups, right?
We're gonna do 10 initial visits here of trapping, take out as many as we can on each of the ponds. Then we're gonna come out twice a year to maintain the population. So I'll come out for 5 days, once in the fall and then in the spring to maintain the population.
What many people misunderstand about wildlife trapping and even pest control in general is the intent behind a solution and what to expect as a pragmatic result. A major reason why we prefer the term wildlife management rather than exterminator.
Our goal here is not to get rid of every muskrat, because you're not going to get rid of every muskrat, you know? There's no invisible bubble over the pond like any other wildlife job. We're always going to have new visitors coming.
Seems like everything's been buttoned up here. Mike, what's the plan going forward?
Well, now that we got all the traps set around each one of the ponds, we're gonna come out for the next 10 days, remove as many of the muskrats in the traps as we can to make sure that we maintain that population and keep it under control in each one of these retention ponds.
A testament to Mike's knowledge and experience, we were able to remove 25 muskrats from the 3 retention ponds on the property, which will no doubt go a long way in preventing their numbers from skyrocketing again by the time of our follow-up service in the fall.
Well, as always, I'm Matt.
I'm Mike.
We'll catch you at the next job.